This is the smoke alarm that came with my new apartment here. It's actually a wake and warn smoke alarm, which is very cool. I made a video about one of these a couple of years back in my late grandparents' place, one that was in its box, but with a battery in it functioning, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, I think these are kind of neat. They've been made for many, many years under a couple of different brand names. I think they're cool just because I've seen them throughout my entire life, and I still see them once in a while today. Although I don't think smoke detectors that look like this are being manufactured anymore, I do believe you can still buy new old stock ones online in some places. But this is the one that came in the apartment here, and it's the tenant's responsibility, outlined in my lease, to test smoke alarms periodically. I went to test this, and we got nothing. Well, I opened it up, and all looks fine. It did have a battery in it, this battery, but it was not connected. And so I shoved the battery in, and the smoke detector did something, but it's not quite right. I don't think this is working right. Normally when one of these functions erratically, it's just because the battery's dead. Well, I tested the battery on my tongue, and it's nice and strong, so it should be good still. But I'm going to put the battery back in this thing and let you guys observe what it does. Oh, gosh, it's got one heck of an alarm on it, some loud. You heard that when I put the battery in, it made a long beep. Normally when you put the batteries in these, as sort of a self-initialization, they sound the alarm briefly, but it's supposed to be beep, 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 not a long beep. And watch what happens here. Listen to what it does when I press the button. Oh no, that's interesting. Now it's functioning just fine. That's odd. Before, when I tested it, as soon as you hit the button, it would just be a steady, long beep. But now it seems to be acting normally. That's interesting. Well, here's the problem. You look inside this, and it expired in 2007. So I'm wondering if I should tell my landlord so he can get this thing replaced. It's 10 years out of date. But, well, this video was going to be examining it, how broken it is, but now it seems to be working normally. Also, before, when I looked at it, the indicator light was dimly flickering constantly, which it's definitely not supposed to do. It's supposed to give a normal flash every 30 seconds. We won't bother waiting to see if it does that, but I am going to give it one last test. Here's my candle. I'm going to blow this out and hold the smoke detector over the smoke, and we'll just see if it goes off. Oh, that's not good. That isn't good at all. Huh. Ah, there we go. Now it's broken again. That's definitely not supposed to be doing that. Yeah, I'd say it's probably buggered. See, I assumed the battery would have been dead, so I bought a new one to the dollar store. I suppose I'll put that in there and see if it acts any differently, even though I do think this battery's fine. New alkaline battery, put it in there, see if it acts any different. Well, that time it sounded like a normal initialization. And indeed, it's working normally once again. I'm going to blow out my candle again, and we'll try it again. Well, I'll be darned. I don't know, something tells me that should have set it off. That should have been enough smoke. I've tested other detectors like that before, and they have no problem going off with that much smoke. I'll relight the candle, try it one more time. Okay, candle relit. I'm just going to test it once again. Yeah. No, I would say we've got a dud. It tests okay, but it is 10 years out of date. Now normally, just about, well actually every time up until now that I've seen an out-of-date smoke detector, it still detects just fine, nice and sensitive, but this is the first one I've seen. It's actually not going off with smoke. Although, as we've seen, it is acting a little weird alone. So something's going on with this thing anyway. At any rate, it's boned, it's 10 years expired, so it's time for me to get in contact with my landlord and let him know. He probably didn't even know it was disconnected. You know, it's right out in the lease. It says tenants are responsible for ensuring the proper function of smoke alarms. So someone before me removed the battery from this. Maybe it was acting up or something like that, and it was just on the ceiling with a battery in it, but the battery just disconnected. So anyway, too bad, it's boned. I will let him know, and then I'll probably get a new smoke alarm. So there's a quick look at is this branded Wake and Warren? What's it? No, it's Family Gard. So these were, like I said, these were sold under a couple different names. Wake and Warren is a common one, Family Gard is another. And I believe smoke alarms have a 10-year service life rating, which means this would have been manufactured in 1997. So there you go, assembled in Mexico. You don't see a lot here. You see the piezo buzzer, you see the chamber, you see the LED and the little switch that activates the test, as well as the battery contacts, and you don't see much else. Because a lot of the componentry, if you look down there, it's actually under the, it's actually under the piezo buzzer, and I think there's some under the detection chamber too. There you go anyhow. A look at a possibly broken, no longer serviceable smoke alarm.